Nintendo Switch 2 Welcome Tour will launch as a paid digital game on the same day as Nintendo Switch 2.
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the biggest Nintendo blunders of the decade.
It's an entirely new console from Nintendo that fundamentally changes the relationship between you and your TV.
Number 10. The Giga Leak. In 2020, Nintendo was the victim of an unprecedented leak that saw heaps of internal files spread via 4chan. The files included a treasure trove of development documents, console info, and cancelled or unfinished games. The leaks even included the full source code for some of Nintendo's most iconic games, such as The Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time and Super Mario 64.
Here we go!
While this leak was a catastrophe for Nintendo, it may have actually been a win for fans who care about gaming history and preservation. Nintendo has always been secretive about its development process, but these leaks gave fans an extremely in-depth look into the creation of some of their favorite games and consoles.
Mamma mia!
Number 9. The death of the Virtual Console. Nintendo has one of the most legendary back catalogs in gaming history, so it makes sense that fans will always want a way to revisit these classic games. During the Wii and Wii U eras, Nintendo made these games available via the Virtual Console, a service where players could buy and download retro games for a few bucks each. When Nintendo did eventually introduce retro games to the Switch, it was a tiny catalog of games locked behind a Nintendo Online subscription.
You can even play classic games, anytime, anywhere on Nintendo Switch.
Many fans would prefer to just buy and own individual games instead of having yet another recurring subscription, and the small selection of games has left a number of titles completely inaccessible on Nintendo's latest consoles.
Look forward to a growing library of classic games.
Number 8. Amiibo shortages. During the height of the Toys to Life craze, Nintendo unveiled their own line of NFC toys, Amiibo. These figures of beloved Nintendo characters could unlock content and store data across different games.
Amiibo will expand the gameplay experience of supporting titles and bring about new types of fun.
Unfortunately, many fans found it impossible to get a hold of certain Amiibo as they would constantly sell out as soon as they became available online. This problem was made even worse by scalpers who would buy up huge quantities of Amiibo in order to sell them at a drastic markup.
Some of our retail partners will be releasing a certain number of these as exclusive figures, so stay tuned for details.
This was especially inconvenient since Amiibo were sometimes the only way to unlock certain pieces of content in games, so if you couldn't get a hold of the Amiibo you needed, you'd be out of luck.
Amiibo from Nintendo. Discover the power inside.
Number 7. Nintendo Labo. Nintendo has always been willing to take chances on some left-field ideas, but Nintendo Labo was just too weird for most gamers.
It's a cool new way to play video games, and it's kind of amazing what you could do with cardboard.
These DIY kits offered Switch owners the chance to build cardboard toys that would interact with the Switch and its Joy-Cons in a number of creative ways. This included a piano, a steering wheel, and even a makeshift VR headset. Many fans balked at the idea of paying the full price of a game for a product that was mostly cardboard, and the half-baked games meant that the kits didn't have much longevity after they were actually built. Nintendo released 4 different Labo kits during 2018 and 2019 before the idea was eventually taken out with the recycling.
This is very clever, man. This is cool as heck.
Number 6. Discontinuing the Classic Edition consoles. During 2016 and 2017, Nintendo released a pair of very popular retro consoles, the NES and the SNES Classic Editions. Both were miniature versions of classic game systems that came preloaded with a selection of iconic games from each generation. The demand for these devices constantly outpaced Nintendo's ability to produce them, especially with the hugely popular SNES Classic Edition.
21 games, 2 controllers, one sweet deal.
Despite the apparent success of both products, Nintendo announced in 2018 they would cease production on all classic editions in order to focus on the Switch. This was a tough blow for fans who were unable to get their hands on the consoles due to shortages, as well as those hoping other beloved systems would get the same treatment.
Now you're playing with power.
Number 5. Full-price ports and remasters. After the dismal sales of the Wii U era, Nintendo was in a pickle. They had built up a library of great games for a console that almost nobody had bought. So when the Switch was a massive success, it made sense that Nintendo would want to port those older games over and give them the audiences they deserved. The only issue is that Nintendo charged a full $60 for these re-releases. To many players, asking full price for games from an older generation felt like a cash grab. This was even worse for fans who had already bought the games on Wii U, since Nintendo refused to let their purchases carry over or even offer them a discount on the Switch versions. Number 4. Switch 2 pricing. The Switch 2 Direct was probably one of the most anticipated gaming showcases in recent years. Unfortunately, the reveal of the new console and its library were undermined by one major factor: pricing.
Nintendo Switch 2 isn't simply an improved Nintendo Switch.
Charging at least $450 for the upgraded Switch was already a tough pill to swallow, but what really set people off was the prices of the games themselves. The recently unveiled Mario Kart World would cost fans a whopping $80 for the digital version and an even more staggering $90 for the physical cartridge.
A brand new entry in the Mario Kart series is launching exclusively on the Nintendo Switch 2 system.
This unexpected price hike was met with overwhelming backlash from gamers and has already forced a number of fans to rethink their pre-orders for Nintendo's upcoming console.
We're very much looking forward to the day when you all get to experience it, so please wait just a bit longer.
Number 3. Cracking down on fan projects. Since Nintendo has created some of the most beloved games and franchises of all time, it's no surprise that they've inspired fans to create games of their own. Throughout the years, there have been a number of lovingly crafted fan-made remakes, demakes, and tributes to Nintendo's games, which were developed and released for free online. All of these fan projects have been met with legal action from Nintendo, who has always been fiercely protective of their intellectual property. Stopping people from making money off of your IP is one thing, but going after fans just trying to express their appreciation comes off as petty and vindictive. Number 2. Wii U sales. After the record-shattering success of the original Wii, Nintendo's follow-up console was always going to have a tough time measuring up in terms of sales. That being said, the Wii U didn't even come close.
Wii U is an entirely new technology and true successor to Wii.
The Wii U gamepad just didn't have the same fundamental appeal of the Wii's easily accessible motion controls. The system was also woefully underpowered compared to its rival consoles from Sony and Microsoft.
The most notable feature about the gamepad is the personal second screen, seamlessly integrated with your television.
According to Nintendo's own numbers, the Wii U sold around 13.5 million units. This might sound like a lot until you remember the original Wii sold over 100 million units, a milestone it reached after its successor had already been released.
Wii U is in stores now for just $299.99. Just look for the U on the box.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure to go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. Joy-Con Drift.
Each Joy-Con includes gyroscope and accelerometer technology.
The Nintendo Switch has been a huge success for Nintendo. Unfortunately, the hardware is far from perfect.
Attach the Joy-Con controllers, and you can play anywhere.
Shortly after the release of the Switch in 2017, players began having issues where the control sticks on their Joy-Cons got stuck pushing in random directions. The issue had gone mostly unacknowledged by Nintendo for years after the Switch launched. When Nintendo did officially address the defect in 2019, their only solution was a program where players could mail in their drifting controllers and get replacements that would eventually fall victim to the same issue. This is especially irritating since Joy-Cons are markedly more expensive than most controllers, which might just explain why Nintendo is fine with forcing people to constantly replace them.
The Joy-Con controllers fit a lot of features into one small package.
What do you think was Nintendo's biggest misstep? Let us know in the comments.
Is your body ready?
Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips from WatchMojo and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.